Today we're checking out this Change More portable fridge, the X40 Quart. If you guys have never seen one of these before, make sure to stick around and check out the promo code at the end to save some money. So as soon as I got this thing out of the box, I can tell the construction of it is actually really nice. And if you guys haven't been here before, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button for me, and ring that bell. So we'll go ahead and get started and get these boxes out of here, and we'll go through these and see what's inside. After opening up the boxes, we can see that we have a little package here with some blocks we've got to put together, a little cleaning towel it looks like to kind of keep our fridge clean, an instruction manual with some pictures, check that out later. Inside this baggie looks like a DC charging cable, that's definitely something nice to have. And we'll go inside this bag, and it looks like we have ourselves the handles that attach to the outside. And also, it looks like they gave us a little tool so we can assemble it ourselves, and of course a couple little extra foot pegs. I'll get that out of the way, into the next box. So inside this one, this is the AC charging port, and this is actually kind of nice because not every fridge comes with an AC and a DC, so definitely something nice to have. So as you can see, this already has integrated handles into it, which is nice, but we're going to go ahead and put on the other handles real quick. So we'll get those 4 blocks, we'll get the 2 little tubes, and just assemble it real quick like so. This is pretty self-explanatory. And now that we have both sides done, we'll go ahead and use this orange tool real quick, and we're going to loosen up all 4 of these screws. But instead of using this guy, we'll use a cordless drill because it just makes the job a heck of a lot quicker. Now make sure when using a cordless drill and you put these guys together that you got to take care not to strip the threads. I am a professional, so sometimes you may just want to go ahead and use the tool provided. Now one thing about using a cordless drill, just go ahead and set it in reverse and then drive the screw forward. It'll help seat the screw. This prevents stripping of the screws, and also keep that clutch down low so you don't strip them. Now that we got this guy done, you can tell the construction of this handle is really nice. It has a nice little spring tension to it. Go ahead and do the other side and we're basically done. So now we have 2 ways to carry this fridge. As we pop open the lid, you can see it has dual seals for the dual zone cooling. And then we'll take a look at this little informational sticker as well. This guy here kind of gives us our power ratings, which we're going to check that here in just a little bit. And then also you can see the sticker that kind of gives you suggested temperatures for the type of meat or maybe frozen foods that you have inside. It also has this removable basket, which makes loading your fridge easy, and it also helps making it clean easy because you can just take out the little drain plug, give it a little rinse out real quick, and then just basically put that back in. Also comes with a USB port to help charge stuff, and this LCD display panel, which we'll go over here pretty quick, and you can find out all kinds of information like that by reading this little manual. Make sure you do read that and check out the pretty little pictures, and you might just educate yourself. So we'll move on and we'll check out a couple other things like the hinges on these doors. Some of these from some of the older ones that I've seen before, they're not built very well in that, and the lids are kind of the first things to go. And so as far as this one is constructed, you can tell it is very well built, and by my scientific durability test, you can see the handle and the lid is actually well constructed. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this other one, move this guy out of the way. Then we're going to go ahead and get this guy plugged in and turned on so we can check it out. And away it goes. So we'll go ahead and go through some of the features of this guy. So when you press the little setting button here, this guy, if you press and hold it, it's going to adjust the battery voltage monitor. That's going to make sure that when it's actually using your car battery, that it doesn't drain it so far down, it'll automatically shut off at a certain voltage. And you can adjust that in the settings. And then of course also the temperature, and you can change it from max mode to eco mode and back. And another kind of a cool feature too is that if you don't actually touch the buttons a little bit, it'll self-lock. That way if a kid comes along or maybe somebody just happens to bump it and they don't turn it off accidentally, and you can just unlock it by pressing and holding that button there for 3 seconds, and away it goes. This is me talking, and you can see how quiet it is while it's actually running. It's a very slight hum, and my voice actually registers around 70 decibels, give or take. And the refrigerator runs in the low 50s. And as you can see, as you get even a couple more feet away, it's even quieter. So I had this out in the garage where it was actually pretty hot outside, and so I came in here, turned it on, and plugged it in. And so basically I've been letting it run for about 20 minutes on max at the coldest temperature, and you can see it's already dropped down to like 22 degrees, so it's doing a really good job. And there's nothing in here. I put this little temperature dial in there, and that thing is not very accurate. It says like 30 degrees, and it should be about 20, so we use this little laser gun. And now you can see the temperature is actually about 20 to 15 degrees roughly on that dial. And we'll check out the sidewalls too, where all the cooling is actually happening. And look at the temperature. It's like -3 degrees there. And we have it set for -08. So -8 degrees basically is what we got this guy at. And so, you know, this guy gets pretty darn cold pretty quick, and even with nothing in here. And if there was stuff in there, it would only help it get colder quicker as long as the temperature of the items were cold. But this is more the refrigerator side, and this guy here is also pretty cold as well. So, and also don't forget that little LED light is kind of a nice little feature to have. And so another thing I wanted to show you guys here, it's also the power usage of this thing. So right now it's on max cooling and it's on max mode, and it says 60 watts. Right there it's only drawing about almost 50, right around 45 watts and about 0.7 amps. That's really low power consumption. So if you had this on, you know, maybe one of those portable power stations with a little solar panel hooked up, this thing could run forever. But what's nice is that it won't draw down your battery overnight. You could probably leave this in your car for 2 days in you know, on eco mode, and it would hardly draw down the battery really at all. And you can set that up with a little battery monitor there and everything. But and now we put it in eco mode, and you can see even now, you see how it's actually going down? You can actually hear the fan as well. It's kind of dropping down as far as, you know, it's spinning and as far as how much power it's taking. So, and now instead of 0.7 amps, we're at about 0.5. So obviously this thing draws a very minimal amount of power, and so this gives you a lot of good options as far as how you want to use it. So overall, I'm not really even sure why I haven't gotten one of these before. I just kind of never really looked into it. But now that I've been looking more into this fridge and gotten to use it a little bit, I'm actually more excited to use it more, because the amount of stuff you can throw in here is actually pretty good for a refrigerator like this. You can put tons of water in this thing, you move the little separator, get rid of the basket, and you can throw even more in there, like some Trulies and stuff if you like Trulies. I don't really like Trulies, truly. So, but this kind of gives you an idea of how much water you can throw in there. You can lay them down if you want, or bottle flip it. That's also a choice. But, you know, again, you can hold a lot of stuff in this guy. So I decided to take it back outside and throw it inside my truck. And so right now we're going to kind of just check out the temperature of it. So right now it's about 100 degrees outside and 108 in the back of the truck. And we're going to plug this thing in, let it run for a little while just to see how well it does in hot temperatures if you happen to be driving down the road. And so basically we're going to plug this guy in, and then also check the voltage, make sure that everything is kind of accurate there. So now that we got that guy plugged in, we see that I have it at about -2 degrees, and it was sitting outside for about 15 minutes while I kind of got set up, and it really didn't drop any temperature. And you can see here, I use a laser gun again, and you can see the sides are still -10 degrees. I mean, this thing is super cold, and again, nothing is in it. If I had stuff in it, it would only help it. It would draw less power because, you know, it just insulates itself with all the cold products. So, but other than that, this fridge is doing a great job. You can see how hot it is in the bed of my truck, so I'm going to leave this back here for a couple hours and just kind of see how well it does if it starts to go up in temperature with nothing in it. And then also going to check the voltage here real quick just to kind of make sure that's accurate, because it did look a little low. And as I kind of take a voltage check here at my little power supply, it's about 12.2. And when I checked my battery under load, it was actually at about 12.6, 12.59. So I know I'll get some voltage drop at the back of my truck. But at 12.2 there, and if you look here, it says 11.7, 11.6. Well, I don't know if that's really the fridge or maybe my little power socket over there. But anyway, so I let this thing sit out here for a good couple hours just to kind of check to see what kind of temperature drop. And it was at negative or 0.1 basically. And it really hasn't changed much. I also checked my voltage again. It's basically the same. And the power cord is nice and, you know, cool. It's not hot, so it's not having to overwork and draw a lot of power. And so now here I'll kind of show you the temperatures. Remember, it was about 108 in here. Now you can kind of look at it, 98 degrees. So over the last couple hours, it's kind of finally cooled off in here. And we'll go ahead and take a look inside and just kind of see if it is still accurate. Pop open this lid here real quick. And then we'll get the gun out, kind of look around. And again, remember this thing was about, -10 degrees just a couple hours ago. And it's still holding really well at -12 there, -8, 10, 12 there. So, and you put your hand inside here, and it is definitely really cold. So far this thing is impressive, and like I said, I finally got to use this thing a little bit too, and it's definitely well constructed. It keeps everything cold like it should. I mean, I could put ice cream back there and it will not melt in these temperatures, and it's 100 degrees inside the cab, and you can see there the condensation building up. So as far as if you're worried about things staying cold, don't worry about that. They'll definitely stay cold. And this side here, I haven't had any problems with that either. So it's definitely something that I wish I have had a long time ago, but I haven't, and now I can't really realize why I haven't had one before. So I ended up taking it out on a little trip and just kind of using it right here just to kind of show you what I did while I was out enjoying some of the water. And I brought just some snacks along.
A little evening snack.
But, you know, just one of these types of fridges is probably something that you guys would like and enjoy. You know, for the most part, if you guys have any questions, definitely leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And, you know, and if you haven't been here before, make sure to smash the like button. Definitely check out the promo code to save yourself 10%.